Hey, future permanent residents. Pius here, your RCIC from Chugo Immigration Services, and I've got breaking news that could change your life. Buried in Canada's new 2026-2028 immigration levels plan is a game-changing announcement that almost nobody is talking about. A special fast-track initiative to convert up to 33,000 temporary workers directly to permanent residents in 2026 and 2027. If you're working in Canada right now on a work permit, this could be your golden ticket. But here's the catch. The government hasn't released all the details yet, and when they do, these spots will fill fast. So, in the next 14 minutes, I'm going to break down everything we know, who's likely to qualify, how to position yourself now, before applications open, and the exact steps to take today to maximize your chances. Stay until the end, because I'll share insider predictions on the eligibility criteria and a preparation checklist you can screenshot. Let's dive in. Okay, let's start with what we know for certain from the official government announcement. According to Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, quote, "The government will accelerate the transition of up to 33,000 temporary workers to permanent residency in 2026 and 2027. This initiative will target workers who have established strong roots in their communities, are paying taxes, and are helping to build the strong economy Canada needs." So, what does this actually mean? First, this is a one-time, 2-year initiative. It's not a permanent program. Think of it as a special allocation window. Second, these 33,000 spots are separate from the regular 380,000 PR target. They're bonus spots. Third, the focus is on workers who are already contributing to Canada, people who've established roots, pay taxes, and fill labor gaps. Fourth, this is part of Canada's broader strategy to transition temporary residents who are already settled into permanent status, reducing pressure on the system while retaining talent. Now, why is the government doing this? 3 reasons. Economic need. Critical labor shortages in healthcare, construction, agriculture, and tech. System recalibration, reducing the temporary resident backlog by converting deserving workers. Retention strategy, keep skilled talent that's already integrated instead of losing them to other countries. Now, this is the million-dollar question. Who qualifies? The government hasn't released the full criteria yet, but based on the official language and immigration policy patterns, I can make educated predictions. Likely eligibility criteria 1, current work permit holders. You probably need to be working in Canada on a valid work permit as of a specific date, likely when applications open. This means temporary foreign worker program permit holders, international mobility program permit holders, post-graduation work permit holders in qualifying jobs, and bridging open work permit holders. Likely eligibility criteria 2, minimum time in Canada. Based on similar programs, expect a requirement like at least 12-24 months of Canadian work experience. In a skilled occupation, Tier 0, 1, 2, or possibly 3, and recent and continuous work history. Likely eligibility criteria 3, occupation alignment. The announcement specifically mentions helping to build the strong economy. This suggests priority for healthcare workers, nurses, PSWs, medical technicians. Construction trades, electricians, plumbers, carpenters. Agriculture workers, farm supervisors, specialized operators. Technology workers, software developers, data analysts. Early childhood educators. Transportation, truck drivers with Canadian experience. Likely eligibility criteria number 4, strong roots test. This is key. The government wants people who've established strong roots in their communities. This could mean stable employment with the same employer, tax filing history, community involvement or volunteer work, family ties in Canada, language proficiency at higher levels, and no record of system abuse or overstaying. Likely eligibility criteria number 5, provincial distribution. Don't be surprised if spots are allocated regionally to ensure distribution across provinces, with emphasis on rural and remote communities, Atlantic provinces, and smaller cities outside the Toronto and Vancouver axis. What will disqualify you? Based on similar programs, these factors could exclude you. Low-skilled occupations, Tier 4 and 5, though there might be exceptions for agriculture. If you have less than 12 months of Canadian experience. Current refugee claimants, a separate 115,000 protected person initiative, covers those in this category. Recent misrepresentation or immigration violations, and those with expired or about to expire work permits with no renewal in progress. To understand what this might look like, let me compare it to similar initiatives from the past. Example 1, the Temporary Residence to Permanent Residence Pathway 2021. In 2021, Canada announced a temporary pathway for 90,000 essential workers and international graduates. Key lessons: it filled in hours. Some streams reached capacity in 48 hours. Required Canadian work experience and high language scores. Prioritized healthcare, essential workers, and French speakers, and the processing took 12 to 18 months. Not too shabby. Example 2, Hong Kong Pathway. Canada created special pathways for Hong Kong residents. Key features: open work permits with path to PR, emphasis on existing Canadian ties, study or work experience, and relatively fast processing. Example 3, Ukraine, Canada. Authorization for emergency travel. Special measures for Ukrainian nationals showing Canada can move fast when motivated. What we can learn: first-come advantages matter. Earlier applicants in previous programs had higher success rates. Documentation is critical. Programs required extensive proof of work, tax records, employer letters. Language scores count. Higher CLB scores consistently help. Provincial ties help. Demonstrating connection to specific communities matters. Be ready, document everything. Don't wait. Let me put this in context because understanding the bigger picture helps you strategize. The 2026-2028 Immigration Levels Plan has several major pieces. Permanent residents, $380,000 annually. Economic class, 64%, about $243,000. Family class, 22%, about $84,000. And refugees, 14%, about $53,000. Temporary residents, major cuts. 2026, only 385,000 new arrivals. Students cut to $155,000, down 49% from $305,900, and workers $230,000, down from $367,750. Special one-time initiatives. 115,000 protected persons to PR 2026-2027, 33,000 temporary workers to PR 2026-2027. This is you. Why this matters? The government is saying, we're closing the front door, fewer new temporary residents, but opening side doors for people already here who've proven themselves. This is your advantage. If you're already working in Canada, you're in the priority group. Strategic insight. With fewer new work permits being issued and a transition focus, your existing status becomes more valuable. Don't waste it. Don't lose it. Predicted timelines and application process. When will this actually launch? Here's my timeline prediction based on government patterns. Late 2025 or early 2026. The full eligibility criteria will be announced, the application portal details will be released, and possibly a pre-registration phase. First quarter to second quarter of 2026. Applications may open, likely phased by occupation or region. The first wave of invitations would be issued and the initial processing begins. Throughout 2026-2027, rolling invitations up to 33,000 cap with processing and approvals and landing of new permanent residents. What to do right now? Actionable steps. Okay, this is the most important part. Your action plan starting today. Action number 1, verify your current status. Check right now. When does your current work permit expire? Are you in a skilled occupation, Tier 0 to 3? How many months of Canadian work experience do you have? And is your work continuous or have you had gaps? Action number 2, gather critical documents now. Don't wait for the program to open. Start collecting. Employment documentation. Employer reference letters on company letterhead include job title, duties, matching NOC, dates, hours per week, salary, pay stubs from your entire time in Canada, T4 slips for all tax years, notices of assessment from CRA, personal documentation, valid passport, renew if expiring within 2 years, birth certificate, marriage certificate if applicable, police certificates from your home country, and education credentials and ECA. Community ties. Documentation, proof of address, lease agreements, utility bills, bank statements showing Canadian accounts, volunteer records or community involvement letters, and professional association memberships. Action number 3, fix your work permit situation. If your permit expires in 2026, apply for renewal or extension. Now, consider a bridging open work permit if you've applied for PR and don't let your status lapse. Action number 4, maximize your profile. Between now and program launch, take language tests if you haven't. Aim for CLB 7+ minimum. CLB 9 or higher is ideal. Document any promotions or additional responsibilities. Get involved in community activities, volunteer, networking, and stay with your current employer for stability. Action number 5, tax compliance. Make absolutely certain you've filed all required tax returns. There are no outstanding CRA issues. You have copies of all notice of assessments, and your reported income matches your work permit and employer records. Action number 6, create Express Entry profile. Even if this program is separate, having an active Express Entry profile shows you're serious about PR and you're in the federal system. Plus, if you don't get the 33,000 initiative, you have backup pathways. Action number 7, monitor official channels. Set up alerts for IRCC website announcements, your province's immigration website, industry associations in your sector, and subscribe to our channel. We'll cover it the day details drop. Action number 8, consider a professional assessment. This is not the time for DIY mistakes. A refused application could waste your shot at the 33,000 spots, create issues for future applications, and cost you months of delays. At Chugo Immigration, we can review your profile now, identify gaps, and prepare you before applications open. What if you don't qualify? Reality check. Not everyone will qualify for this initiative. So what are your backup plans? Backup Plan A, Provincial Nominee Programs. With 91,500 PNP spots in 2026, this is your strongest alternative. Many provinces prioritize workers already in the province. Lower CRS requirements than Express Entry? Check your province's streams now. Backup Plan B, Express Entry via Canadian Experience Class. If you have 12 or more months of skilled Canadian work experience, CEC draws continue. Category-based draws favor specific occupations, and your Canadian experience is valuable. Backup Plan. TDIC Atlantic Immigration Program. If you're working in Atlantic Canada, they have 4,000 or more spots annually, lower requirements, and employer support built in. Backup Plan D. Employer-sponsored PR. Some employers will directly support LMIA-based permanent residence applications, especially if they're desperate to retain you. The key, have multiple pathways in motion. All right, let's wrap this up. Want help positioning yourself for success? At Chugo Immigration Services, we're offering assessment consultations to help you determine your likely eligibility, identify document gaps, create a preparation timeline, and build backup pathways. And subscribe to this channel. The moment IRCC releases the full criteria, I'll do a breakdown video within hours. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss it. I'm Pius, your RCIC at Chugo Immigration Services. Your permanent residence is closer than you think. Let's make 2026 your year.